Hello everyone, I am Riccardo Osti, and on a daily basis I help the world's best brands become more profitable by investing in the consumer experience. In this video, I will tell you why today's predictive technologies are not as precise as we may expect. When talking to my clients, I often get asked, does your software have predictive capabilities? Then I go online and I see all kinds of tools selling prediction as you would sell ham or cheese. Imagine the data scientist asking you, I have cut 200 extra grams of predictions, should I leave it or should I take it away? No. I would say that this is for sure an interesting hot topic, but there is still a lot to do from an education standpoint. That's why I decided to put this short video together. Please let me know if you like it in the comments, and I can make some more recordings on this topic. There are two basic kinds of predictions that people make. Intuitive predictions, which rely on experience and intuition, and statistical predictions, which instead rely on data and algorithms. Today we are talking about the second ones, which are obviously more interesting from a business perspective. The goal is to gain enough evidence both from a qualitative and quantitative perspective in order to make decisions and drive investments in the near future. What I'm saying is that predictive technologies usually read and interpret past events, trying to understand how things will develop in the future. There are three main factors that we need to consider to evaluate the reliability of any prediction. Number one, the quantity of historical data. Number two, quality of historical data. And number three, the influence of external events. Quantity is key. Most of the predictive technologies are based on statistics and are nothing more than advanced regression analysis. This implies that if you have more data, you have a more solid backbone to start with. In some categories, it's easier to collect a large amount of data. You can think of weather forecast, for example. In some other categories, such as text analysis, the availability of data is much more limited. Quality is also key. The reliability of the accuracy of the dataset that we use to start prediction is just too important. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you are a product owner at Samsung and your goal is to improve your products to make sure customers like them better and they sell more. You may use text analysis to understand what customers dislike and identify the problems that affect your products. You could then try to predict how much dissatisfaction would increase if you could solve one of these problems. In this case, in order to make a realistic prediction, you should be able to start with a dataset that has been correctly analyzed. External events are the deal breaker. The biggest barrier to generate an accurate prediction comes from the outside. In fact, all the events that are not directly influenced or controlled by us are much more difficult to predict. We have made the example of the product owner who tries to predict how much he could increase customer satisfaction by improving one element of his product. What would happen if a competitor launches a product with better performance at a lower price point? Well, most probably the prediction would be completely invalidated. And the problem is that predicting this type of external events is extremely difficult, but common at the same time. So what's the secret recipe for good prediction? Use a lot of historical data. Make sure the quality of the analyzed data is high, and most importantly, keep in mind that external events are hard to predict, but extremely dangerous. I hope you like this video. If so, please subscribe to my channel. If you want to see me talking more in depth about this topic, just let me know in the comments. Ciao and see you soon.